I see the chats coming in. Keep them coming. Let us know where you're connecting from. Aaron will be reading all that. I've told Aaron we are 90 people from 32 African countries. So let him feel where you are from. Okay. Just
Can you hear me? I just want to make sure my mic's working.
you are audible.
Yes.
Then come in. Let us know where you're connecting from. Aaron will be reading all that. Good, Aaron. We are 90 people from 32 African countries. Awesome. So we are all set for today, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're ready, just like as I am going to right here tell you about our dear guest for today. Once again, my name is Rosalind. I'm your Trinate, and I am the executive director for the Africa Dyslexia organization. And I miss you all. I just have to say, I miss you all. To be here with you once again. I see Edmond, I see familiar names and all over. Most of you that can show your face today, try and show your face, okay? Because Aaron and I, we work with energy, and energy is when we see you as well. So if you can show your face, you let us know. So without wasting much time, let me go ahead and introduce you today to our distinguished guests. Whilst I'm doing that, I know I asked you to put which country you are in, but also if you can tell us, how are you feeling? For the past 3 weeks that we haven't really connected, how are you doing? Let us know also in the chat. So Mr. Aaron Dante Phillips, he's from the US. Aaron is not only dyslexic, but also a visionary founder of Green Earth Sustainable Solution. With impressive track record of 36 years in an environmental sustainability, he has successfully built and implemented comprehensive zero waste and sustainability programs from ground up. Furthermore, Aaron is the compassionate force behind DPX for Life, which he's going to take us through today, an organization dedicated to bringing hope and meaning to less privileged and marginalized individuals. During his time with us today, Aaron is going to share more about DPX and how DPX changed his life. Because as a person with dyslexia, and he has an environmental background, I don't read bios here, but today I'm putting in the effort to read bios. It's because I want you to get some key points. 36 years in sustainability. So as somebody who didn't go to college and is dyslexic, how did the person end up this? He's a life changer, a game changer. Myself, I have benefited from his benevolence and love. And so he's no stranger to Africa Dyslexia Organization. He serves as our board member on the board of Africa Dyslexia Organization. And we are looking at how we can grow both his organization, DPX for Life, and Africa Dyslexia Organization, Empower. This is a man that I adore and I respect so much. And I want you to welcome him with fire. And he's going to tell you more about himself. So Aaron, I present to you the Africa Dyslexia Advocates Fellows in Training. We are 90 people from 32 African countries. Even though you are seeing the number as 30 something here, all of them are supposed to rewatch this and mark themselves. We take attendance. And everybody knows that if you don't mark yourself and you don't attend classes for 80%, you're not going to be advocates. So even though you see the numbers here, because of time zone sake, they are going to be listening to you. So please take over and let us hear from you. Welcome. Okay, I think I just missed Aaron, but let me quickly see what I can do. Okay, so whilst we've missed Aaron, I know his assistant Eve is still here. But first, before he comes back, I could still assume that, okay, he's back. So let's give a couple of seconds for him to reconnect.
Is that here?
Yes,
Can you,
we have you here.
am I back? Did I
You
leave? Was it me?
are back. You
Oh my
are back.
God.
And you have the floor now.
Okay, well, hey guys, hopefully I don't have that problem again. I'm actually, again, my name's Aaron Dante Phillips, and I'm in Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, out here on business, and I chose an Airbnb that had, good internet, so hopefully we don't have too many problems. But the great thing about my presentation is that if I do go away, Rosie is going to be my narrator. So thank you so much. But thank you guys. It's such an honor to be here. As Rosie said, I'm high energy, passionate about the things that I do. I'm so happy that I met this beautiful woman. This woman is absolutely amazing. I mean, we just have hit it from day one. We have a lot in common. I enjoy our organization. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy telling people, shouting to the world that I'm dyslexic. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now that I know that I'm dyslexic. So as she said, I only found out recently, and I'd say in the last, 4 or 5 years that I'm dyslexic. So this is an amazing journey. And I appreciate the platform that I have to talk about DPX, because DPX is near and dear to my heart. So Rosie, why don't we go ahead and play the video? We got about a 5-minute video that I want to show you guys, just to kind of give you an indoctrination on what DPX is about. So go for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So just give me a moment. Let me pull that up, and I'm sure our fellows are going to be inspired by your story. So fellows, if you are ready, give me some love. And also, Aaron, you can see in the charts where our fellows are coming from, so that you know where your audience are all coming from. So just
Absolutely.
awesome. Okay, so let me take you from spotlight. All right.
37 people, all right.
Yes, they will be popping in, so those that can join will then watch
Nice.
later on.
I see some people say they love my energy. That's good. Yeah. High
Yes,
energy, baby. No
don't take on
sleeping when I
the energy.
hey, no
All
sleeping when I
right.
do a presentation.
Are we ready? Can you all see my dark screen? If it's yes, let me know yes, and we go. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So I introduce you to the man Aaron Dante and his vision.
Welcome to DPX. DPX is a personal business plan for life.
It all began with our founder, Aaron Dante, who, as a little boy, faced the challenges of being dyslexic.
Traditional learning methods did not work for him, so he developed his own unique approach to understanding and grasping concepts. This approach, which he later named DPX, became his way of learning and thriving in a world that seemed stacked against him. Aaron, as a child, taught himself various subjects, especially mathematics, using his own method called DPX.
He would write things down in a way that made sense to him, allowing him to understand even the simplest equations. As he grew older, he realized the significance of DPX in his life. It became his way of deciphering complex concepts, conquering challenges, and achieving success.
Driven by his passion for chemistry, Aaron pursued his dream of becoming a field chemist, using the DPX approach to teach himself the intricacies of organic and inorganic chemistry. He faced difficulties in pronouncing scientific terms, but pushed forward with determination.
DPX became an integral part of Aaron's life, guiding his goals and motivating his pursuit of success. Now, he wants to share his knowledge and inspire others by leveraging social media platforms like YouTube. DPX is not just a strategy for him, it is a way of life that encapsulates his essence and dedication to growth. DPX is a transformative strategy that revolves around dreaming, planning, and executing. It allows for flexibility and adaptation, empowering individuals to refine their approach and keep pushing forward. DPX is seen as a way to unlock true potential and achieve long-held dreams.
Welcome to DPX, a transformative strategy that will guide you towards achieving your dreams and goals. Join us on this exciting journey as we walk you through the 5 essential steps of DPX. Step 1. Dream big and write down your dream. Imagine the possibilities, let your imagination soar, and envision what you truly desire. Write it down, make it tangible, and bring your dreams into the real world. Step 2. Planning. Write down what it will take to achieve your dream or goal. This step is crucial. Update your plan regularly, depending on the complexity of your dream. Step 3. Estimate how long it will take to achieve your goal. Set a realistic time frame, whether it's a month, a year, or even 2 decades. Step 4. Daily reflection. The most important step is to think about your dream every day. Keep your dream alive in your thoughts. This will fuel your motivation and determination. Step 5. Execute. Execute it step by step. Take action, put in the effort, and work towards your dream consistently. Once you achieve your dream or goal, mark it complete and move on to your next DPX. Congratulations! You've just learned the transformative DPX strategy. Dream big, plan diligently, set a time limit, think about it every day, and execute your way to success.
Hey, Sarah. How are you doing? I noticed you seemed a bit down. Is everything all right?
Hi, Alex. Not really. It's just been a tough time lately. I've been facing so many challenges, and it feels like my dreams are slipping away.
I understand how you feel. But you know what? There's something I want to share with you that might change your perspective.
What is it?
Have you ever heard of DPX? It stands for Dream Plan Execute, and it's a methodology that can turn your life around, just like it did for me.
Tell me more. How can DPX help me in this difficult situation?
Well, let me share my own story with you. A while back, I was in a similar place, struggling and feeling lost. I had a dream, a passion for photography, but I didn't know how to make it a reality.
Photography? That sounds amazing. What happened next?
I stumbled upon DPX during a period of self-reflection. I realized that my dream was slipping away because I lacked a clear plan. That's when DPX came into my life.
How did DPX help you in pursuing your dream of becoming a photographer? And did you face any challenges along the way?
DPX provided me with the necessary framework and mindset to transform my aspirations into a tangible roadmap. DPX taught me resilience. It helped me break down my goals into smaller, achievable steps, allowing me to tackle challenges head on.
I want to give it a try. I'm tired of feeling defeated. I want to reclaim my dreams and make them a reality.
That's the spirit. DPX will be your guiding light on this journey. Remember, it's about dreaming big, creating a plan that suits your circumstances and thinking about it every day and executing it step by step. With DPX, you have the power to shape your future. Let's embark on this DPX journey and witness the incredible transformation that awaits you.
Yay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the introductory to Mr. Phillips.
I have a question. Was it running really slow? Is the video slow? Because on my end, it seemed like it was it wasn't smooth all the way. Is it just my internet, or was it running smooth?
For me, it runs smooth from my end. Let's see in the chats. Was the video smooth? Or was it
Or was it
very
really
slow?
slow?
It was smooth. It
Oh,
was
smooth?
normal. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, good. So on my end, my internet for whatever reason must be very slow. So guys, apologize if I cut in and out. So, but that's good. I'm glad because it was really slow on my end. I'm looking at it like man, this looks kind of funny, but okay. So you want to load up the presentation?
Absolutely. I would love to upload the presentation.
All
Whilst I'm
right.
doing that as well, Mr. Aaron, you can share a bit of your story at Tesla, which it's always exciting and interesting for people to hear a bit whilst I'm pulling up your presentation to come on.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, Tesla, I tell people, was the best and worst 4 years of my life. I had to literally deal with Elon Musk every 2 weeks. He wasn't my direct boss, but he was my boss's boss. And every 2 weeks, he wanted always to have a skip level meeting where his peers, subordinates. So we actually had to meet with them. I had to meet with them, and I tell you, I was inspired by him, but I also was discouraged by him too. He's a very difficult man to work for, and thank God the work that I was doing at Tesla was exceptional. We did an amazing job there. There we go. So, and it's definitely it catapulted me in my career to want to really focus in on sustainability. So, all right. But let me go ahead and get started with my presentation. And guys, again, I am, Rosie, go to the next slide. Let's go to the next one. I want to show everybody something I'm very proud of. So guys, the reason why I started DPX was really, I thought to myself, how can I like make a difference in this world, based on everything that happened in my life, the way I grew up, the way I had, diagnosed with many learning disorders, disabilities. I thought to myself, what could I do? Once I realized that my whole life I had a process that enabled me to achieve the things that I achieved, I said, you know what is this? What do we do? What do we call this? How do we call this? And I came up with DPX, Dream, Plan, Execute. And my mission, and I know this isn't going to happen in my lifetime, because as you can see, I want to end poverty in 3 generations. So obviously I'm not going to be around, but hopefully what we'll do is we'll motivate the generations to understand that if they put a plan together and follow their dreams, and don't let anybody tell you you're not good enough because of whatever the situation is, that you will achieve everything. And to me, that's one of my, like I said, that's my mission in life, is to take these young children that you see here. And I think about me as a young child. Rosie is a young child. A lot of you is young children growing up. Maybe you're dyslexic, maybe you're not, maybe you're different, maybe there's something about you for whatever reason. You don't have a mother, you don't have a father, you're growing up, by yourself, whatever. I wanted to be able to look these children in the eyes and say, you know what, you can have a future if you plan for it, and don't let anybody change or tell you differently. I've started our organization in 3 different countries, one in Kenya, in the Philippines, and in South America, in Colombia, where I'm at right now. And as you can see, there's a different beautiful children here that you see that we're motivating. And this is what DPX is about, guys. And sometimes people get, oh, it's about kids. No, it's about anybody really that wants it, that needs the motivation, as you can see it in the videos. And this is my story. This is my life. This is who I am. This is what I have passion about. Yes, I'm a businessman, but DPX is my life. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about me, so you guys can see that some of the things that Rosie had said about me. Give you a little background on my business side. Okay.
Okay, so we'll wait. Mr. Aaron has already informed us that he's out of the US and in Colombia, so we're gonna have a bit of hiccups in the internet connectivity, but I could go ahead, and this is like a form of introduction, but it's always better when he himself does it because he does it so well. But like I said, Aaron discovered to be dyslexic like 7 years ago. However, he always struggled in school. And struggling in school means they had to put him in a special education school. So he was, in that school where they put you like you are struggling, so they put you. But nothing really pinpointed that he might be struggling with dyslexia, just that he was put in that special school. And that didn't work also for him. And so when that didn't work, he didn't pass the college exams, but managed to get in. And after 1 year, he lost interest and just dropped out of the school. And so then what becomes, I
Sorry,
started
guys.
the story. Go ahead, Aaron.
I'm gonna have to talk fast, guys, because it sounds like this internet ain't gonna help out at all. So again, my background is extensive in environmental and sustainability. I worked for various companies. I worked for the Department of Energy for years. I talk about in that story about how I taught myself chemistry. Well, one of the reasons why is that one of my first jobs is that I got a job working in Alaska, clean up chemical spills. So that was that was an interesting position. But with everything, all of the things that I've done, as I say, I had no idea I was dyslexic. All I knew that I had a process, a way of learning that was, I thought, different than everybody else's. I wasn't a victim. I didn't want to say, oh, woe is me. I can't read the same way other people read. I can't write the way other people write. Rosie, change the next slide, please. I can't do what everybody does. I'm not going to feel like a victim in doing that. That was my thing. It was like, I was not going to do that. I was going to be successful. I said that I was going to be successful. Once I graduated from high school, which I barely graduated, like Rosie said, I didn't graduate from college. I dropped out my first semester because, again, with the challenges that I had, it just was very, very, very difficult. And I had no guidance. There wasn't anybody told me that I was different. I had any issues. It's just that I wasn't a very good student. I was learning. I needed to learn a different way. So I taught myself to learn. I taught myself how I could figure out like what a chemistry equation is or a math equation. I was a computer programmer, believe it or not, so I had to know algebra. So I had to learn algebra and get deep into it. So I had to figure it out. So the question is, what is DPX? Everybody wants to know, what is DPX? Well, DPX for me is it's a personal business plan for life. Think of it as a business plan. When you run a business, you got to have a plan. You got to write a plan down. The most successful businesses have business plans. When anybody ever talks to me about anything, I say, what's your plan? Give me a plan. Well, DPX is your plan for your personal plan for life. If you think about it, it allows you to set your goals, set your dreams, write your dreams down, and it helps you guide your way to these dreams. And the thing is, when I started DPX, I really wanted to give people an understanding, a tool to be successful, or how I got there. I wanted to explain that. And I had to put this amazing program together and figure it out. And DPX, dream, plan, execute. Next slide, Rosie. Okay, and so basically when you think about, and I talk about the philosophy of DPX, what I tell people and what I used to do, and I still do a little bit, is you start off by writing out your dream. So if you're a child, if you think about this, it doesn't matter where you grew up or what the situation is if you write your dream down, you write down something, you write it down on a piece of paper, okay? You write it down, you put it on your dream board, okay? That is something that you manifested. You put it out into the atmosphere. You put it out there. And it's something that for me was something that I had to, when I was learning, I had to take my dreams, I had to take my goals, I had to like write it down and look at it for me to really understand it, being dyslexic. And for give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you say if you have a child that's say 8 years old and he wants to become a doctor, what I would tell him to do is write down your dream of being a doctor. And what we're going to do in the D part is we're going to write, that's what his dream is. In the planning part of it, we need to figure out like what it's going to take to become a doctor. Your 8-year-old, your 10-year-old, have him do the research with a mentor. We're going to talk about a mentor in just a second. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your student, you're going to have the individual that you're motivating to write out what his plan is going to be to become a doctor. And he has to do it because what you're going to require from him is to have him set a time limit on when he's going to become a doctor. So if it's in 10 years, 15 years, whatever it is. But during that particular time, he's going to have to go to school because that's going to be part of his plan. He has to graduate from primary school, high school, college. He's going to have to go to medical school. This is all part of the plan in his dream to become a doctor. Okay. And that's a big dream. It's an achievable dream. But the good thing about it is that he's gonna think about his dream, or he has to think about his dream every single day. That's the whole process of DPX. And so for me, becoming a chemist, yeah, actually, thank you for the next slide. Yeah, becoming a chemist was something that I had to it was really difficult because we didn't have the internet to do all the research and everything. I had to take encyclopedias to kind of figure it out. But yes, thank you for next slide. And again, as you can see with the 5 steps, have a dream, what we talked about. Dream to become a doctor, become a police officer, whatever it is. You got to get your plan down. You got to write it down. If you were to see my background right now, I have when I travel, I carry these big pieces of paper that I can post on the walls because I'm writing out plans. I got all kinds of plans, for my business because I'm thinking about it. So that's the planning stage. As I talk to you about setting the realistic timeline, you don't know. It could be a 5-year plan. It could be a 15-year plan. It could be a 20-year plan. The bottom line is you have to set a time limit because you have to be able to make sure that you're hitting your timeline. Okay, and it happens automatically, especially when you sit down and you write it. It happens automatically. You just know in 5 years, and you work on it and you think about it every day. But daily reflections is the probably most important thing. When you wake up in the morning, you think about your DPX. You have to think about it. It doesn't matter if you're having a bad day at school, a bully's bullying you, or whatever the situation is. You got to think about your dream. Because think about this: if you're growing up in a bad neighborhood, you're in a very low income area, neighborhood where you don't have the research, you don't have the role models that you might have. If you have your DPX and you know that you have a dream that you're planning to achieving the dream, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. It doesn't matter if you're getting bullied. It doesn't matter if your grades aren't the greatest for whatever reason. If you know you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, because you have this dream, you have this motivation to make it happen, then you're gonna achieve it. And again, I took a play on the X on Xecute. Because to me, Xecute, X, it's like extreme. That's the most important. When you I've hit probably 6 of my DPXs my whole life. And it's a wonderful feeling when you've been able to achieve your dream. And one of my dream was to make a difference at a huge corporation like at Tesla. That was the ultimate dream. You guys don't understand how it's changed my life. But knowing that I didn't have the same background, I didn't have the same understanding. A lot of my peers, a lot of people that work for me, I hire people that have master's degrees. They have high advanced degrees that work for me, and I hired them. And again, that's part of my plan, is because I wanted those guys to make me look really good. They had the education, they had the know-how. They just didn't have the steps to get there like I did. Let's go to the next slide, Rosie. Yeah, they didn't have that. So again, one of my goals is I wanted to make this a global thing. If we're going to change or end poverty in 3 generations, we got to motivate the world. It just can't be some kids in the United States or some kids in South America or some kids in Kenya. It got to be the whole world. And that's what this project is about. This is about motivating the mentors, and we'll talk about what mentors and what dreamers are in just a second, but motivating mentors like yourselves, hopefully, the educators that are out there, to take and adopt the dreamers that are out there and to make them understand that it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or where you come from. If you write your DPX, you write your dream, you put a plan to achieve your dream, you're going to achieve your dream no matter what. And it's just about making sure that you, on a consistent basis, and I say every single day, you wake up, you think about it, you do something. It's the easiest and the hardest part to do, because you got to be focused on making sure that every day that you think about your plan. You can't go a week or because you're sick or because you're on vacation and not think about your dream. You have to. Next slide, please. You got to do that. That's I'm telling you, the most important thing. So as I talked about when we talk about our mentors, what I'm looking for in mentors is a person that will adopt a dreamer, and the dreamers are the children or individuals that need the motivation, I guess you could say. You adopt them, you bring one on, and you say, hey, I'm going to follow this person from start to finish. Now, I've started a website, a website, guys. We're gonna look at the website in a second, because one of the things that I said to help guide my dreamers and my mentors, I needed to give them a platform for them to be able to upload their DPX, upload their information, upload their plan to where it isn't just written down on a piece of paper somewhere, where they might lose it in a tablet, or you put it on your computer and it crashes something. So what we've done is we've developed a website called dpx4life.org that you can log on. You can register yourself as a mentor or a dreamer. And at that point, you can actually use the platform to keep track of your DPX. I said, I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible. It's one thing to be on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube saying, hey, DPX, you should write it down, you should do this. But it's another thing to put my money where my mouth is, develop a platform where individuals, free of charge, there's no charge for this, there's no advertising, I'm not trying to get anybody to buy anything. The only thing that I want from this group or from anybody that's part of the organization is just to motivate people to follow their dreams. That's it. Okay. It's as simple as that. It's just motivate people to follow their dreams, to achieve their dreams, to make their dreams happen, and to give them the motivation to achieve their dreams. And as you guys can see, this is everything to me, guys. I'm telling you, I eat, sleep, dream DPX. I just did a presentation to Apple. I just got approved by Apple as being one of their vendors, which is very difficult. Took me 3 years to get that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I talked to them about DPX. I explained to them one of the reasons why I started my company, Green Earth Sustainable Solution, was to finance this DPX program. And I showed them that slide of the kids, and they just blew them away, and it just made them fall in love with Green Earth, and it really helped me. And see, that's again one of the things about DPX. You can have any kind of dream. You can develop any type of DPX. It does not matter. One of my DPX was to get business with Apple. Well, here it is, April 15th, our first project. I just got a PO from them. I requested a check because I didn't want them to send me the money. I want to take a picture of the check so everybody can see that I'm working with Apple. That if people didn't believe in me 3 years ago when I told them I was going to get an Apple, they didn't believe in me. And that was the one thing that I tell you right now, that DPX was one of the most rewarding DPXs that I followed. And achieving that X just again was a few weeks ago, was the best, was one of the best feelings. So I don't know, is there another slide? I don't think there is. I think that's the end of the slide. I want to check. Guys, I put together, that's the end. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Yeah, I put together this presentation while I was here in Columbia. I really like it. I want Rosie, feel free to share it after the fact, or if they want a copy of it, share it after the fact. I love it. But what we're going to do is I have my executive assistant, Eve, who's actually on here, that's going to walk us through signing up and becoming a mentor and a mentor or a dreamer. She's going to take the screen. But Eve, just to let you know, Eve works for us, works for my company in Kenya. And she's pretty much handling all our operations, doing everything for us in Kenya. She's amazing. She's one of my best people. I call people family, just to let you know. My employees are family. I don't want to call them my employees. I call them families. But
okay, so I see we just lost a bit of I don't know if it's me. Is it me? Let me show if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, or I am the one who cannot hear Aaron. Please let me know in the chat. But I think my network is okay. And so before Eve come on, thank you so much. Thank you. I think I'm glad Aaron's presentation has ended. However, we still have time when Eve will finish, so he will still take us through a bit of Q&As and stuff of whatever we want to engage him on. But before Eve come on, I just want to clarify something here so that you appreciate the things Aaron is saying. Dream, plan, execute. It's something that even myself, I was doing, but I didn't even know I was doing. So let me tell you a story. At the age of, I think, 14, I was in a town called Suhum. It's in the eastern region of Ghana, and I was staying with my aunts. But I wasn't good in school. But anytime there was a excursion, I would love it so much because I'm like, I'm going to see new place and all that. And so one time they mobilized all of us and took us to the Accra International Airport. And at that time, there was Ghana Airways. And so when we're going, they said, oh, they are going to put us in the plane and they'll fly us around a little bit to have the experience. We came to the airport, that didn't happen, but we entered the flight. And for the first time, I was able to see how a flight was. I was able to see the design in the flight, and I sat in the chair, and trust me, I went and sat in front just after the pilot's seat. So that's like the bit where you considered as business class. And whilst everybody was busy and like chatting among themselves, they were so happy. I sat in this chair and I was just imagining myself flying. I was like, and mentally at the age of 40, and this is a student that is being ridiculed that she's not good. So how is my mindset working? But that tells you how our curious sense is, especially for dyslexic. And I was imagining myself that flying, and I told myself, I would travel the whole world if possible. I'll see so many places. So far, I've done 37 countries. And that was then. So now, and it was just my imagination and thoughts. That is what happened. So there's power in you visioning what you want to do and really putting your mind to it. I'm going to work towards that dream and executing it. Another point before Eve comes is you looking at DPS, talking in process of Aaron who is dyslexic. But DPS can be applicable to everybody. We are talking about you becoming mentors. But you as advocates and mentors to yourself, you need your own DPX. So even DPS for this advocacy program, what kind of advocates do you want to be? What kind of a mentor do you want to be? Are you going to your community and taking 3 children or 5 children under your wings and saying that these children, I am going to study them so that in the next 20 years, a child who is 5 years now will be 25 years. And I want to be seeing what this child could become. It's applicable to everybody. And so that is why our organizations work very well together, because this is applicable to dyslexics. And imagine as a dyslexic, and you go and meet that child in the classroom or anywhere in your church, and you say that, I know your challenge, but I believe in you. So why don't I help you? And it's helping somebody is not always about money. Oh. It's not always about money. Why don't I guide you so that we will work it through? That is what DPS is about. So Aaron, if you have something you can add before we add Eve to come in.
I saw something in the comment that asked me what my motivation was. Let me tell you a story really quick, guys. When I was 10 years old, we got evicted. We got kicked out of our house. My father couldn't pay the rent. And I remember coming home from school and seeing all our stuff on the sidewalk. And, we had a lot of money issues. And from that point on, I said to myself, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make sure that this never happens to me. And it happened 2 more times, as I was a kid from 10 to 13. But that was always my motivation. I was always been a hustler. I always wanted to achieve great things. Didn't know I was going to get there. So my motivation, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 58 years old now, guys. It happened 48 years ago. I still think about it every single day, seeing all my stuff on the sidewalk, my neighbors going through the stuff, just horrible, horrible feelings. So my whole life, it didn't matter what the situation is, that was always my motivation and will be my motivation to always achieve my dreams. And that's where, again, I needed something. Being dyslexic, I needed something to say, hey, I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. I can't do math, I can't do science, I can't do English the way everybody else can, and there's no one to help me. But that's been my motivation from, like I said, for 48 years. And that's when I realized I got to figure it out at 10 years old. So Rosie, that was amazing what you said. Thank you so much for adding that. Let's get into DPX. Let's go, Eve.
Eve,
She's kind of nervous, but she's a great person. She's gonna try right as her first time. Yeah, this is family, Eve. This is family up in here. Come on now.
Unmute yourself.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. So greetings to you all, guys. My name is Eve Minor. I'm Aaron's executive assistant, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you today. I'm here just to take you through how our website works. I want to show you how to sign up as a mentor or a dreamer. And that's it. You don't have a lot. Mine is just simple because my boss has already given you everything you should know about DPX. So I'll go ahead and share my screen with you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna share the story how I met Eve later on at the end of this.
I love that story so much, and it's so encouraging.
So guys, can you see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh yeah, okay. So the first step, you just come and type dpxforlife.org, or you just do DPX for life and you'll see it show up. And there we go. Hi, we shall begin with becoming a mentor. For you to become a mentor, you just go, click on it, and let's just answer these questions with you. First name, I'll put maybe Alex, and the last name. Don't mind the name.
No worries.
Yeah. Then you have to put your country code. In this case, because I'm in Kenya, I'll just have mine there and enter my number. Then we might create a password. So when you get to this part, many people forget about this section of qualification, and when you go through the process, of course, you won't be verified when you don't choose the whatever qualification you have. So maybe, for example, in this case, you might say bachelor, male, upload your profile picture. You have to get a passport, your passport photo with a high resolution, but in this case, we shall just use any picture. Then you come to means of ID. You can select your passport or the identity document that you use in your country to identify yourself. Then you still upload. In this case, you'll upload your maybe your ID card or your passport, and then you submit. Let's change this picture. Then you submit. The process is so easy, guys. We have been working on this website for so long, and we have really done our best to make it seamless for you. It's basically straightforward. You don't have to struggle. I think you can see now, for you to become a mentor, the DPX team will have to verify you. You don't have to worry about that as long as your documents are okay with us and have been approved. We shall verify you as a mentor. That is all about it. And the same case, when you want to to register as a dreamer, you just do the same. You DPX polite.org, sign up as a dreamer. You'll come enter your name.
And what I'll add something really quick while you're going through the registration process is that the way that I thought of this, guys, is that as a mentor, like say you're a teacher and you have 30 students. So as a teacher, you would take your 30 students, you'd be the mentor, and then your 30 students would upload their DPX. And now what's going to happen is you're going to have access to their dream. You're going to see their dream. You're going to see what they think about every day, and you're going to be able to check them to make sure that they're following their dream. You can do it the rest of your life. You have a platform where even with your children, if you're a teacher, they go off to college, you're still going to be their mentor if that's what you choose to be. I have about 5 or 6 children right now that I'm mentoring. I check on them. I make sure that they're following their DPX. And this is the platform to be able to collect all that information. But it's really important for the dreamers to, I say if you're going to be a mentor, I want you to have at least one child. It could be your child, it could be the neighbor, it could be your kids if you're a teacher, whatever it is. I want you to have just one person, because that's what I'm saying. To get to that end point of changing Indian poverty, I need to grow this organically. I need you guys to motivate the next generation, the next generation, the next generation.
So was
All right.
So guys, that's simple. Any question on registration?
Thank you so much, Eve. There are a couple of questions that I would read out, and Aaron or you can answer. And the first question that I see from Linda says, can you be a dreamer and a mentor at the same time?
Yes. That originally it wasn't, we had it set up to where you couldn't, but you can now. Absolutely. I want.
No, go ahead.
Brother.
Aaron, you can go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that I just wanted people, if you just want to be a dreamer, be a dreamer. Just write your dream down. But if you're say like me, I raised my brother and sister, I was their parent. So if I were to have this platform when I was 10 years old, they would be my dreamers. I'd be their mentor.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I also feel like, yes, you can be a dreamer and you can be a mentor at the same time, depending on at what stage in life that you are. So for example, I can decide to be a dreamer on this platform, but I'm looking for a mentor of somebody who has cracked through all the hurdles and have made it to maybe a point where I'm looking at, I really want to get to this point. And so I'm looking for a mentor that way to mentor me. And I love the fact that you also brought in, Aaron, that you can also enroll your child on as a dreamer, even though this is your child. When it comes to DPS, the terrain change from me being your mother, I'm your mentor in this case, and then we are going to look at things in different perspective. But the good thing is when you actually find a mentor also that is different from you, I think that also works, especially when it's that parent relationship, so that the child also knows that, hey, it's a serious game here and I have to watch out. So that's what I also understand it. Okay, another question we have over here is, what other support is required as a mentor aside following up with the Dreamers DPS? Is there one here? Eve, are you able to answer that question? What other support is required as a mentor aside following up with the Dreamers DPS? Okay, Aaron.
It's not.
Okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
back.
Okay. So I have a question for DPS team. And the question is, what other support is required as a mentor aside following up with the Dreamers DPS?
Well, I don't think we really set a requirement in the sense that what you should do. I think that since this is a volunteer program, you should be highly motivated to motivate the people that you consider your dreamers. So my recommendation is once a week, comment, remind them that they need to check on their DPX. Because again, there's timers in there. This whole thing is like, when I say set your time limit, you have time limits in there, and you'll know when they're actually like my recommendation is tell your dreamer every day to log on to their DPX and just type something. I thought about it today, put their comments in there. I mean, this is like literally a way that they can, till they achieve their dream, to keep track of their thoughts, their challenges. This is what this is about. This is how you adjust your business plan. Think about your business plan. So this is how you adjust your personal business plan. So there really isn't a guideline right now. I mean, there really isn't a requirement, but it's more for, maybe second go around, we might say, hey, do this or do that. But for right now, it's really just trying to get highly motivated people to motivate people who need to be motivated, the kids and whoever else.
Okay, thank you so much for saying that. Eve, do you have something to add? Okay.
Yes, maybe I can conclude by saying that you should all remember that becoming a member or finding one is a journey, as our mentor has said, Aaron Dante. So what we're supposed to do is just take action using the resources we've shared, like maybe the website. You can offer to be a mentor to someone and you help them achieve whatever they've been dreaming of. Also, let's support each other as we pursue our dreams. And thank you all for your time and your commitment. Thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
Eve.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, I saw a question that talked about age limits.
Yes, there is so there's a couple of questions and I'm reading them to you. So you can go ahead and answer the one with the age limits, and then I've seen a couple of questions.
Sure.
as well. Yeah.
Sure. Well, just to let you guys know, there's no age limit. So you could be 4 years old if you want to have a DPX, but no adults will be able to contact you if you're just a dreamer and it's where you register your dream. So there isn't any interaction between a dreamer unless a dreamer has been signed up by a mentor. Okay, that's the thing. You can't. So dreamers, you can sign up. It's just an individual thing, but mentors bring dreamers with them. Okay, or they'll tell them to upload their DPX, and then we connect them when they say this is their dreamer, I guess you could say. So there isn't any fear of individuals. And again, most of our mentors will be checked out. We will do some check on them to make sure that obviously the way I looked at it is that if you're am I still on? Okay, I guess I'm still on. All right, perfect. Yeah, so that's the thing. I wanted to make sure that if you're a mentor, I want you to bring your dreamers. Those are the ones that you'll be responsible for. Dreamers are on their own. If they want a mentor, we will assign a mentor to them.
Thank you so much, Aaron. The next question is, from all the 3 countries your organization is based, which one was most challenging?
The most challenging for without a doubt has been the Philippines. Without a doubt. There isn't a lot of let me explain. They're all wonderful places, all wonderful people, and everybody needs motivation. You go anywhere. I think when we say challenging, the Philippines is so far, it's so out there for us, as an organization, and getting the message. They were the first one that we established DPX, so they kind of were the testing ground, I guess you could say. Kenya was awesome. Okay, that's a piece of cake. That's easy breezy. Colombia was a little challenging too. But I think it's more about the support and the more, I guess I have more educated people in Kenya that kind of got DPX. It's already been established. Colombia, I had a really, really, really good team. We built a school out there. We actually have a DPX school in Colombia, in La Guajita, which we have a story on that. So I'd say the Philippines was definitely the most challenging.
Thank you, Aaron. The next question from Fatih is, who inspired you on this journey, Aaron?
My mother was disabled. She was in a wheelchair, and she made me believe that no matter what, 'cause I grew up in a predominantly white area of the United States, the city that I lived in. So there was a lot of racism there. Now you got to remember, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s. So this ain't, we didn't have social media, had all those stuff. My mother motivated me. She made me believe that I was great. She didn't matter. She didn't want to hold me back, which she probably should have held me back a couple of grades, my reading levels, but she thought I was just as good as everybody else. But she instilled that confidence in me. What you see right here, I'm a product of my mother, without a doubt, and having to grow up without my mother, the challenges of not having her, without a doubt, though that's been my inspiration.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you. I have a question for you.
Yes.
And my question is, with DPX, I know that it's a web-based and I need to sign up. Like if I'm coming as a mentor, I need to come with my dreamers, or if a dreamer happens to know about DPX and they go on and they sign. What happened to children in places that cannot have access to internet? And I know you started using DPX when you didn't have access to internet. So if we have an advocate here whose people, maybe I'm deciding to go to my village to inspire them and to mentor them, but these kids cannot have access to sign up for DPX, what do I do?
Yeah, so what I would do, and this is what we did in the beginning. So when I came to Kenya, we brought a bunch. We have an orphanage that we sponsor. We actually sponsored two. I brought a bunch of textbooks. I mean, a bunch of notebooks, and I said, "This is your DPX notebook." I gave it to the kids, and I said, "Here's what I want you guys to do. On the front cover of it, write your dream down. Whatever your dream down, write it down. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to make $1 million. Whatever it is." And then again, we walked them through the process of DPX. What's your plan? Okay, day one, here's your plan. Write your plan out, the P part on the second page. Here's my plan. To become a doctor, I got to do all these different things. You make that child do the research, okay? You help them, okay? Because this is their dream. A lot of people say, I can't tell you, that's your dream, okay? You got to figure it out. But as a mentor, you can help them. If they don't have the internet, well, then maybe you can download something for them. You can give them some type of research to give them their plan, to put their plan together. So as a mentor, you're the facilitator of your dreamer's dream to achieve it. And again, if you can't get to the website, you don't have internet, whatever, get a notebook. And I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the things that I want to do is I want to raise money right now to send notebooks out and to be able to, help individuals that can't afford notebooks, because even notebook is $1, something, and some people we just can't afford it. So I want to be able to get $100,000 to where we just get notebooks out to the kids, so they can write, or to individuals, not just children, that can write it down. But that's what you have to do, because when I was growing up, I didn't have a website. I wrote it down. I had dream boards in my house. I had notebooks. I wrote down on the back of my folders, my dreams, and I thought about it every single day. I didn't organize it, but but that's what I did. I had kept a book, a binder, something that reminded me of my dream. Be successful, be strong, be powerful, things like that.
Thank you, Aaron. And I just want to give them also something very basic, especially for even yourself. And I'm sure some of our advocates are amazing. Some of you are practicing this already, but the easiest one is when I used to use is a sticker notes. The little thing we write, sometimes write notes on. I used to get that, and at the back of my door, so like my room door, I wrote all what I wanted to achieve. So let's say next year or this year, I write everything I want to achieve, and I pasted them at the back of the door. And so what happened is, when you're sleeping, you go to sleep, you lock your door, right? So definitely that's the first thing you waking up going to spot. And so I did this when I was doing my master's as well. All my room was posted with this sticky note. And funny enough, after 3 years, some of the things that I wrote, and when I do that, just so I don't lose it, I take picture of everything that I have pasted down. So 3 years down the line, I just saw the paper, like the picture I took, and I'm like, oh my goodness. everything that I wrote there, I had achieved it, except one thing. And that thing I'm not going to tell you. I think I'll tell you. We are family there. There's one that I said to lose weight, and I couldn't achieve that. And I'm like, no, then we need to go back. So that is still on my notice board all the time. And that's how I do mine. But now I have advanced from that space. My dream board is currently hanging. So I have a dream board. I get a plywood, very nicely framed, and I get magazines and pictures of the things that I want in my life that represent in those magazines. I cut them beautifully and I paste them. And then now I go into my notebook and say, how can I do this? So that's why the last time Dr. Anupma was sharing with you guys that she's known me for 2.5 years, I think. And ever since she knew me, I was telling her we are going to do African Dyslexia Advocates Fellowship. And guys, it's not like somebody has given me $1 to start the fellowship, but I have had it on my quest, the beginning of restarting ADO. And it's been there and it's been there. And I'm like, I'm not letting any challenge get in my way, because for my advocacy fellowship, I would have loved we meet in person, like 1 week, 2 weeks, we have a training, everybody goes back together full of energy and they do it. But I can also wait for the next 5 years that I probably will not get the funding yet to start. Must we let money step in our way when we have technology? And that's how we were able to start it. And what? It is about dream, plan, execute. So they are very, very inexpensive way to get so many things done if we are just a little like open-minded, if I could put it that way. Aaron, do you have any?
Well said. Well said. You know, I saw a question in there that talked about finances, how it lets you enhance or, well, it said achieve dreams requires money in Africa. What do you do when you see dreams of dreamers being hampered by finances? Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Okay, you guys got to understand this. I get this question all the time, and the thing is, as much as I want to say, you know, you go find a sponsor, you go do this. Your dreamer has to figure it out himself. You have to motivate him and again, even, you know, if his dream is to, it depends. If it's to start a business, he's going to have to learn these things. He's going to have to learn these traits. The way that it worked for me is I had to figure this stuff out myself. You know, I didn't have an idea in my head that said, hey, I got a DPX, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to organize my thoughts with a DPX. I just said I'm going to be successful. No matter what it's going to take, I'm going to be successful. So what I did, you know, I had to figure it out. I'm as much as a lot of people look at me and think that I came from money. I had a rich family. We were poor, man. We were poor. We were probably one of the most poorest families in the United States. I mean, that's how poor we were, you know. I mean, just didn't eat regularly. I mean, we were poor, but I had to figure it out. It wasn't about, well, hey, I need someone to help me get this money or do something to achieve my dream. I had to figure it out. And that's what's going to build the character of your dreamers, is for them to really figure.
So the internet is at us again, but we will still continue. And we have some few minutes here to spend with Mr. Aaron, and then we could quickly go into our tribes. I don't know if tribe members are here, but today we're going to spend about 20 minutes as well in our tribes, connecting with ourselves, because it's been a while we connected. So I hope Aaron will be back, and then we can wrap up with everything. But the goal of why we said, how will DPS help you in your advocacy journey, is because as you're going to go on the field, you are going to meet a lot of broken people, broken students, broken adults, who, because of their learning challenge, are losing hope. And so how can you use this space to help them, guide them? That is the reason why we're going through DPS, because we mentor students, we engage students, we have student workshops and all that. And one of the programs we're going to use strongly henceforth is DPS. Is DPS. DPS, and there is another one on noticeability that later in our follow-up sessions, you are going to be exposed to. That is going to be on career focus. So a child who wants to be a musician or a child who wants to be an architect, how do you prepare their mind? We want to change the narrative of Africa. And for us to be able to change the narrative of Africa, it starts within us as people. By changing our perspective to believe that the Black man can achieve something, to believe that as an African, it doesn't put me at a disadvantage, but I can make things happen. And one of the beautiful programs to start orienting our mind to believe in ourselves that is possible is DPS. Mr. Aaron, we have about, we have like 7 minutes, 10 minutes with you. So if you have anything, I could quickly look at a question to see if, what do you do when you see dreams of dreamers being hampered by finances? Achieving dreams require money in Africa. What do we do when we see dreams of dreamers being hampered by finances?
Yeah, that was kind of the point of my answer before. You know, as a mentor, again, I have to try to get my dreamer to understand that they got to figure this out. I'm not saying, let them flail, but you have to motivate them to be strong and to say, you know what, I got to at a young age even, or even at an older. And I mean, I get requests all the time for finances, for, loans and things like that. And if you're looking at my life, I didn't have even this to get to where I had to get to. I had to figure it out. So my advice is not just to tell the child or tell the individual just to figure it out, but you have to get them to understand that the benefits of DPX and achieving your dream is you achieving them. You figure out how to achieve your dreams. But if it's something small, like, they need $1 or $2 to get a notebook or something like that, then as a mentor, I probably would figure it out. I'd do some type of fundraising or something that I could help the dreamers on something simple like that. But if it's something major, like finishing school or doing their study, they got to figure it out. That's what you have to do. It's going to build their character in doing it. And it's going to achieve. The one thing you got to understand, my value has always been, because I've been one of those guys that learns a little bit about a lot of different things, and I bring my value. I brought my value to Tesla. They didn't bring me to Tesla because I could, I had a PhD. They brought me to Tesla because I can get things done. And that's exactly, and my life is getting things done from 10 years old to 58. That's what I'm known for, getting things done.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aaron. This has been an amazing, and I hope Advocates Fellows, you are inspired, and this is something that you would love to be part as a mentor, even for yourself. If you don't even take anything out of this and you could use it for your own self, doing your own dream plan and execute, we have achieved something. I said we have to just start orienting our mind, the things we think about, the things we say. Okay, and these days I don't entertain negative words. When you ask you, how are you doing? Oh, I'm not fine, no. And in Africa, we like to believe that you are not fine, no. What is wrong with you? Oh, nothing, no. No, you can't use the word you are not fine, no, when really nothing. I ask you what is wrong and nothing. Then you are inviting the universe to give you I'm not fine. So we need to start changing our mindset and be able to change the narratives and know that the African is also capable. Personally, I feel people are well motivated if you can assist them if you can assist them, can I help them financially if that's they need? If you're in the position, Regina, to help them financially from yourself, that is okay. for me, this is what I do. Sometimes people ask me for help and I'm not in the position, but maybe within my network, there is somebody that I know that I can reach out to and be like, hey, this is a person I'm guiding, but can you help? And often in time, I get solutions. So look also within your network. Today, I was at an event, I spoke at an event, and they shared a teacher. I don't know if you've seen the science set. A lot of you in the West African side, you know mathematical sets when we are in school, right? The person who created or the group who created is not from Africa. But apparently, there is somebody who has come up with science sets as well. Science sets which now is being used in UK and everything. And guess what? The teacher is from a rural community here in Ghana, not even in Accra, a rural community that developed the science sets. So sometimes we think so much with money and you let money block you. And for kids that are coming up, really, what is money? We need to really have to look at the values we are missing in Africa, because when I was growing up, money wasn't the first value that was placed in front of me. So we need to kind of have a conversation of what really money is and what really opportunities are. My life would have been so better off if somebody had been a mentor from Dreamer, guiding me the time I was young. I would have been different. And that is the simplest way we are asking you.
Well said. Well said. That's amazing. Rosie, you're amazing. Guys, you guys are blessed to have this woman, that you talk to on a regular basis. I mean, I struggle to talk to her on a regular basis. So you guys are blessed. I'm gonna make this announcement though, really quick, guys. So Rosie has agreed to help me spread the word at DPX. So we're looking at like maybe an executive director position at DPX, kind of let her put her touches on there, help you guys, help me, help us, help this whole amazing family put our touches on DPX. So again, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here, Rosie, but I figured since we had your crew's ear here, that I'd put you on the spot and make sure that you say yes, even though you said yes.
Absolutely. I would love to. This is a great thing. And I might be talking too much today because I don't often do that, but I understand what mentorship can bring. And what sometimes is, it's not even the biggest thing you do, but the words you say. So you all understand that I went to a catering school, like a culinary school, before finding myself, right? And guess what? Who said that thing to me? I was 17-year-old. Evans Akotolate was 18-year-old, my senior at school. I had failed the BEC. Everybody is saying, go and learn hairstyling, go and learn how to sew clothes. And he came to me one day and he said, I've heard all that is going on, but Rosie, I think you are very good in cooking. Don't you think that is your talent? And it's true, because I love to host my people in the house. I will cook the best of food for them to eat without really knowing that that is like a skill. But when he said that, and I was like, oh, okay, then let me go and tell my dad. When I told my dad, he's like, oh, no, I'm going to spoil some money, waste some money on you again. I said, Dad, please give me one last chance. And then I went to the catering school, and that was the foundation of who that person you see today. But guess what? That was the only words Evan said, like, you can do it. This is, I think, is your talent. And then when I enrolled in school, anytime this guy will come and visit, practicing English with me. Today, when I write and I make mistake on LinkedIn and Facebook, he still goes and said, oh, this one grammar way, dear, like this grammar, you are very poor at it. This is how you should write it. But did Evans give me money? Evans didn't give me money, but he spoke a word into my life. And that is the person you see today. Guys, so it's not anything hard. Thank you. So yes, Aaron, I'm with you.
Thank you. Hey, I gotta respond real quick to Regina. She had said something about, personally, I feel people are well motivated. If you assist them, you can help them financially. They need. A lot of people are tired of advice. Okay, guys, you understand, this isn't about advice. I'm not giving anybody advice. I'm giving you as an individual, especially as a child, a way of thinking Okay, forget free think. It's free think. It's what you power yourself. Because the thing is, the only thing that I have that no one can take away from me is the way I think. Okay, it's not financially they can take my money, I can go broke, but it's the way I think. So this isn't just about like say motivating people to follow a process so they can be rich. No, this is getting a person a way to allow them to achieve the things that they want to achieve. If they want to be rich, they want to graduate from college, they want to graduate from medical school, whatever the situation is, this is what this platform is. It's not about motivation, really. It's about a mindset. It's about change. It's about giving a person that's clueless about how to be better, how to build themselves, how to have a personal business plan, as I say, how to measure the things that they're doing from 8 years old to 28 years old. This is what this platform is. So this isn't about, again, you can't tie this to money, because if money was a way to solve all the problems, get the poor communities, fixed and whatnot, then all we got to do is print money up, throw it into a poor community, and everybody would be fine. No, it takes an individual who's going through it, that has struggled, like myself. Okay, again, I didn't come from a rich family, to figure it out. This is just a better way. As Rosie said, if I had this when I was growing up, trust me, who knows what I would have been able to achieve. I've achieved a lot, but who knows? So that's the thing. We got to like it can't be about the finance or even about the motivation. It's about changing the mindset, thinking rich. That's what we're talking about.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Please, let's show Aaron some love in the chat as we say a big thank you to you for joining us today, Aaron. I love the motivation and everything that comes with it. I'm so grateful to you and everything that you stand for, and for being a light in my life and the journey of Africa Dyslexia Organization. And now with DPS, I believe, if nobody believes, I believe that this is going to change lives, many, many lives on the continent of Africa, many, many lives around the world. So Aaron, we appreciate you, we love you, and we will have Dyslexia Global Conversations with you, because we will do every 2 months catch up, and that they can get more personal and ask you more questions, how you have fun and everything. So thank you so much for everything.
I appreciate you all. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I
right.
appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rosie. Thanks, guys.
Welcome. Bye. So we are going to go into our breakout session. I've done the tribes. If Aaron, you don't have any meetings pending and you want to fill in any of the room, that's fine. But this time we have given you the permission as well. If you would like to go as well, we're giving you that permission. But we'll quickly go into our breakout session. I was thinking we go into our tribes. But on one note, I was like, no, because I've seen quite a number of comments that are saying that aside your tribes, people really also want to get to know people among, like, within the entire family. And so we're going to go into an automatic rooms, and feel free to connect, give other people opportunity to also talk. We are going to spend 20 minutes in this room, and we'll come back here. We'll give the passphrase for today for you to mark your attendance, and we prepare for tomorrow. So see you soon. Click on join and go into your rooms, please. The faster you go, we will finish and be out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's prepare to be wrapping up in 5 minutes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's prepare to wrap up. Let's prepare to wrap up in the next few minutes. Thank you. Thank you all for coming back. I'm ending the breakout session so every other people will come back right here. Awesome. So let me know in the chat, how was your breakout? Wow, the first, Elma says, my breakout session was great. Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana. I'm glad you love it. Okay, I see Angelo was in a room with Aaron. Oh, is Aaron still here? So I could ask him how was his experience with our breakout session. I hope you all love it. Let me know how you enjoyed. This was quite a smaller size. The next breakout session we will do, maybe we'll do just 2 per room as well, so that you can get to know your people. I thank you. It was nice chatting with Rita from Ghana. Awesome, awesome. I'm glad you guys love it. I'm glad you guys love it. There's a question that we have that I really, please unmute yourself if mute yourself if you're not talking. So thank you. I'm doing everything possible to get out here in the next few minutes. But let me know in the chat how you enjoyed your session. We have a pending question there from Regina that needs to be addressed. But I want everybody to come. We are going to take a poll to decide if our training on 29th and 30th should come on or not. Mind you, if it's not coming on, then we beg to ask that we are going to push our graduation dates for a later date than the 12th of April that we imagine, because of the internet interruptions and stuff, we have not catch up with certain trainings, and we need to make up for that. And so I really would like all of us to take the pool to decide whether we are continuing or not. Also, fellows, there is something I really need your support with. We are 90 individuals here, and if you have seen since the beginning, it's usually 50 of us. I think the highest I've seen is 55 before, but all the time is around 40 who show up for class. I know other people also watch it later on, but it is not the same as showing up. And that is why you have the tribes with you, where you need to encourage your tribes members to also show up. You know what your tribe members are missing, those that are not here? They are missing on connecting with each other. They are missing on, like, you just had a breakout room that people are putting their comments in, but your tribe members are missing out. So encourage them. It would be so sad that at the end of the day, we could only allow a few handful to be the advocates. I mean, we know that if we don't confirm others, they could still go out around and do awareness if they want to, but it's just that it won't officially make them to be with us as an organization. So please help them, so that let's bring everybody along like we do in the village. So I'm launching the dates, the pool. Let's click on it, yes or no, to let us know if you want us to have the training on 29th and 30th, or we push it ahead and then rather push our graduation as well for a later date. So please check on your screen and quickly let's get this done. Please click and take the poll. Thank you. Please take the pool. Should we have training on 29th and 30th March or not? If no, we will have to reschedule our graduation date so we can make up for the lost time. Please take the poll quickly and let us know. Right now we have 25. We have 35 people here, but only 25 have taken the poll. So it doesn't help us make decisions. And we are going to end the poll in the next 30 seconds. Okay, so thank you all for your time. We had 29 people out of 30 something. I mean, my team, 2 team members are here. So if they are out, I think we can end the poll now. And I'm sharing the results of the poll.
Yay.
Richard say yay. All right, so I think the yes people are taking it. We're gonna have the training next week. Is the Friday and Saturday. Easter is, I think Easter is Sunday. So we're gonna have the training the same time. And yeah, so this is the results. I hope everybody is happy. I know those who says no are not happy. Rita says, ouch. Yes. I know, but let's make this regardless. Let's make it happen. So yes, we're going to have our training. It is going to come on. All right. Thank you all for today. The passphrase for today. Guess what? I think somebody should get the passphrase for today. If you can guess the passphrase for today. Oh, nobody's guessing it. Okay. So, yes, DPX is the passphrase. You guys are so mind readers. Mind readers. It is the passphrase for today. And Regina, your question was quite interesting. We didn't get to answer the last bit of it, but let me see. We have just 2 minutes to answer that question, but I don't want to take people's time here. What do you do when a child that you know what to do, a child that knows what to do but doesn't have the finances to achieve it? Says Rosalind, for example, what would you have done if your daddy didn't have the money to take you to the culinary school, or even after your friend had? This is a very intriguing question. And if I tell you honestly, I have the answer to it, I probably am lying, but it is something that we might have to deliberate about it in our Q&A sections. But if a child don't have, I was saying something, sometimes when people ask me something, I don't have it. And what I do is I search within my networks as well if somebody can support. If I have, I can support the person. I'm very happy to support, and I support people all the time. Okay, so there are different circumstances that are there. Growing up, there were no opportunities a lot as well for us. But today I see so many opportunities. I am into study abroad, like the number of scholarships available. But what we hate to do is we don't research, we don't read. Today, the program I was at, University of Ghana School, has a whole scholarship for athletes, but people are not aware about it. So information is very, very important. Let's use the internet wisely as well, because there's so many opportunities out there that is on tap. But Regina, this is not a yes and no answer. We need to come and address this, and I don't have all the answer. I'm sorry, darling. All right, have a good weekend, a good Friday. Tomorrow, let's be here on time. Bring your tribe members again and again. Their passphrase for today is what? DPX. And for those who will be watching it later, though you can't see in the chat, is DPX. X is the passphrase. Make sure you mark yourself because we don't want to mark you wrong. Thank you and have a very, very good evening wherever you are. God bless you. Thank you.